Hello, my name is Vondre T. Whaley. I am a 24-year veteran in the field of education, and I currently serve as a high school principal, and I love my job. I am also the lead admin coach at futureadministrators.com, where our goal is to provide the resources and strategies that give you the slight edge to help you get a job in educational administration. In today's quick tip, I want to talk about 7 reasons why you didn't get the job, especially if you had an interview. Now, the first reason is very simple. You were not who they were looking for. Now, I want you to understand this. You are qualified for the job. Qualified means that you have the number of years of teaching experience. You have the certification. That means you went further your education and you got the certification. You passed the test to be an administrator. So you're qualified, but you were not who they were looking for. I want you to think about this for a minute. If you were the principal and you had an assistant principal on your team who went on to get another opportunity, maybe as a principal of their own school, and they were the specialists in special education, which means they handled all the students and all the teachers in special services at their school. If that person moved on to a destination, who do you think the principal is looking for in terms of replacing that person? They're going to look for a person that has some type of specialty in special education. So you are not the person they're looking for if you didn't have that type of experience. Same thing if it was someone in curriculum and instruction. If they were the CNI for the school, or the CRT, the curriculum resource teacher, or someone who specialized in some area of curriculum. They left the school, so now that principal, that decision maker, is looking for someone who has a specialty in curriculum and instruction. So you were not who they were looking for. So, I mean, that's simple. I mean, that's easy enough to understand. Principals, decision makers are looking for different pieces for their team. That's number one. Number 2, you simply didn't stand out in the interview. I want you to think about this for a moment. I have on this pink vest, pink tie. This is not something typical that I would wear during a regular day at school, but I have this on because I want to stand out. You may have clicked on this video because you saw a guy in a pink vest and a pink tie, and I'm just wondering, what in the world does he have to say? So I'm standing out. You have to do the same thing if you're going on an interview. You have to stand out even in your current position. So one reason you may have not gotten an opportunity, or you may have not done well enough on the interview for them to reach out to you, is that you simply did not stand out. Let's talk about that a little more. Well, there are always a series of questions that you will be asked to get an interview. Well, when you answered your questions, you answered them in a normal way. I mean, nothing stood out. You gave the typical answer for the questions that are often asked in an interview. Just baseline normal. You didn't describe the person that you are during those questions. So the decision maker has no idea about what you can bring to the table because you answered the question in a typical, normal, average way, and there was nothing to make them think about you as a part of their team or remember you when it's time to make a decision. This is why you have to always look for ways to stand out. The next reason why you may have not gotten an opportunity, and a lot of times, well, decision makers and principals are not going to talk about this. And in any industry for that matter, it was a mercy interview. When I say mercy interview, they've already selected the person that they want to hire. Now, if you have this extremely great interview, there's a chance that you could turn them. There's a chance you can make them choose you because you're great and amazing. But in most cases, if they've already pre-selected a person for this position, then it's a mercy interview. Just understand that that is a potential, factor when you are looking for a job as an assistant principal, or when you are looking for a job in educational administration. Keep that in mind. I also made a video that went in more detail in terms of a mercy interview, so you can check, my channel and look for that particular video. Now, the next reason why you may have been overlooked or not called back, or you didn't get the job after interview, is maybe you turned them off with one or two of your answers. That's why it's extremely important that you are prepared during an interview when it comes to possible questions that may be asked. You have to study, you have to practice. That is key. Now, let me tell you what I mean. Let's say, for example, you were asked a question about, completing a task with a team, with a group of other people. And your response is something like this: I don't have any problems with working with a group of people, but if I can get it done by myself, I just like to get it done. Okay. A decision maker, principal, assistant principals can take that as, this person, doesn't like working collaboratively. So that could turn them off and you're not selected for the position. So you have to be mindful of how you answer questions, because you don't want to be in the running or be considered for a position and that one answer, destroys your opportunity to get the job. Keep that in mind. Another reason why you may not get a call back for a position, and this is often overlooked, but it happens all the time. There was a recent article that I read a couple weeks ago, and it stated that over 80% of employers, look at the social media of candidates. So that means prior to coming in for a job interview, that potential employer, that decision maker, has already searched you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Well, maybe they see some things on your social media that doesn't blend well in with the values and culture of their school. So be mindful of what you have on your social media, because decision makers, principals, and assistant principals oftentimes search social media so they can get a better insight of who you are as a person, if they're going to consider, giving you an opportunity to serve. Because ultimately, they want to pick people, educators, professional educators, who are going to enhance what they're already doing at their school. So keep that in mind. Another reason why you may have not received a call back is because you simply did not illustrate how you can be of benefit to the school. Let me explain what I mean. You didn't do your research. You have to do your research so you can be impressive at the interview table. Let me give you an example. Once was a school who was in the paper a lot during a certain year for behavior issues. I mean, it was so bad, it made the local papers. At this particular school, there was frequently fights at the school. There was a problem with managing behavior. So you get at the interview table and you say nothing about your ability, to connect with students, help them be better at behavior. You say nothing during the interview of how you've managed situations, where there are behavior problems. So you're not considered. But if you did your research beforehand, then you can mention some of those things. Same thing in terms of test scores. If you knew that students at the school were low in reading scores, you can talk about how you can assist with helping the school improve reading scores. So if you don't do your research, you can't illustrate how you can help that school be better. So therefore, you didn't get a call back. These are 7 simple things that you need to consider, especially when you're looking for a job as an assistant principal. And if you consider these things, then you can improve. Once again, my name is Vondre T. Whaley. I am the lead admin coach at futureadministrators.com. If you like the information that we're sharing, hit that like button. If you love the information that we're sharing, subscribe, because we're going to continue giving value, and hopefully you find value. So, check out those things, hit the description. We have some more information there that can help you along your journey. But the most important thing that I need you to remember and I need you to believe is that you deserve to be an educational administrator.